Good afternoon, Jacinta. Thank you for coming in this afternoon. Now, anything you tell me in this appointment will be held in confidentiality, unless I feel you're going to harm yourself or harm others. Let's get started with this session.
Okay. Been having a bit of a crap time recently.
Crap times.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on in my life. I think I'm just worried that I'm not a very nice person.
Yeah. So you're worried you're not a nice person?
Yeah, I just I'm having a lot of difficulty with my romantic relationships.
Yeah. How so?
There's this guy that's recently come back into my life after quite a while away. And he's just bought a house and he wants me to move in with him, with my daughter, and there's a lot of history there with us, like we started dating when I was pregnant, and he was at my house when my brother died. So it was me, him and my mum that like pulled my brother down from his bed, and like we dated until Freya was like 7 months old, and so like lots of history.
So I fell apart from the past.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of history with this guy.
Yes.
And so you'd be confused or?
It's not so much confusion, it's just like he's quite wealthy, he's quite rich. I mean, he's just bought a house, he's 24, he's very smart, and I mean, on paper it's the perfect relationship. It's like, if I just said the word, I could move into his house and have the money and have the, house security and all of that, but I just don't like him like that.
No, that's okay. Well, it's good to leave him like that.
Yeah. It's really hard because money is a big issue for me, and I don't like where I live.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just thinking, I should like this person, and I just don't.
Yeah.
So.
A bit challenging.
Yes, I'm just really. So that's just led me on this kind of downward spiral. Like, I don't know if I feel love for people the way that they feel it in general.
Do you have any more reasons behind that?
Well, I mean, I'm aware that a lot of people love me a lot.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like I have the capacity for that.
Why don't you say that if you don't mind me asking? Is that too straightforward? Or?
No, that's fine. I don't know, I just don't really like this guy, for example. I mean, he was there through all of the massive traumatic events for me, and it's 5 years this month since we started seeing each other, and he just keeps coming back. But if he's not in front of me or messaging me or on the phone to me, I don't think about him.
Yeah. sort of outside our mind sort of thing.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that's the case for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially in romantic relationships that I have, I just can't seem to feel.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
So wow. All right. Well, that's okay to feel like that sometimes. I mean, you all go through rough patches and stuff like. I'm not trying to diminish how you feel or anything. But do you have is there any triggers, anything that I know you have a daughter. You said you had a daughter earlier, so you obviously love her. So it's only something that you find in romantic relationships, or is there evidence to find it somewhere else?
I feel like it's just across the board. Yeah. Obviously, I love my daughter. That's different.
Yeah.
She's the exception to the rule. But in friendships as well, I just find it really hard to care about people.
Yeah. Is it more so Is your last question? Is it more so letting them in, or like letting yourself like get to know them? Like,
Yeah, I think probably, yeah, I find it really difficult to open up to people.
yeah. So you find it hard to open up to people, and then because you're not opening up to them, you're not getting this connection feeling, and if you're not getting that connection feeling, it sort of just feels like you're wasting time. Sort of thing.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, so maybe there's just some stuff that you can, how do I say this politely, maybe there's some stuff that you might be able to work on cognitively that can change your perception and how you see that. So you might be able to maybe just, instead of saying I'm not going to connect myself to this person, maybe just put yourself out there, let yourself feel. But sometimes it's more harder to do. It's more easy to say than it is to let happen. So
Yeah.
I can imagine that'll be very challenging.
Yes. No, yes, it is. Yeah, I think, yeah, because sometimes I think that I like people and then it's just like go from like 100 to just completely nothing,
Yeah.
like instantaneously.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's what was happening with this guy. Like I thought maybe I can kind of pretend. And we did have a really lovely time together. And then like 2 days ago he like rocked up to my house and he had like all of my favourite food and he like spent like more than $100 on food for me, and we were just like sitting there and just like hanging out. It was really nice. And then after he left I was like, I don't think I ever want to see him again.
That's fair. That's okay. Maybe that was a little bit too much. $100 of food.
It's a lot of money on food.
Yeah, a lot of money on food.
Seafood is expensive, but
That is.
yeah, I'm really struggling to manage just the hot and cold of it, and I get really frustrated that I can't maintain even a base level of feeling. I would rather have a consistent kind of like than yeah, that's really cool, and then I actually hate this person now.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
You'll look for something more stable than like a hot fling.
Yes, well, yeah. So it's just a bit of a mess.
It's okay. Sometimes it always is a mess. Sometimes it's just a mess.
Yes.
That's okay. That is okay.
Yeah. So
how are you finding time spending with Freya? Did you say?
How am I finding spending time with her?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we have a good time. We share a room.
Ooh.
We just hang out all the time.
Yeah.
It's great. It's challenging with the dating. Like, the guy I was talking about called me last night, and it ended up just being her on the phone to him for 20 minutes.
Oh.
So that's, confusing for everybody.
Yeah. Must be a little bit challenging for you in the sense, like, this person called you.
Yeah.
But
It was more of a relief because I didn't really want to have it.
That's okay. That's okay. Go for it.
Yeah, but I just don't want to have a confusing upbringing for her either.
Yeah.
With different
Dads.
Yeah.
Father figures, I should say.
Well, for lack of a better. Yes. Yeah, and her dad is recently back on the scene as well.
Man, how's that travelling?
No.
No? Don't want to talk about it?
No, I can talk about it. It's just not going very well.
At least you're honest about it.
That's right. So he's engaged.
Yeah.
To someone else, not me. Which is fine, and I'm very happy for him. But so he just calls me a lot while he's at work.
Yeah.
So his fiancée isn't around.
Yeah.
And kind of flirts with me, which is like, that's normal for the relationship, but I felt that would not be the case, seeing as he's engaged now.
Yeah. You'd think people engaged, you wouldn't be flirting with their child's parent.
Exactly. And he's coming to Canberra. He doesn't live here. To visit Freya in a couple of weeks.
Ooh, how are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. His fiancée was going to come, but now she's not coming. So that's interesting. But he said to me on the phone the last time he called me, quote, "What happens in Canberra stays in Canberra."
Oh.
So I just don't really know how to navigate that relationship either, because like we've always had those kinds of conversations with each other, and I don't want to like say something that's going to upset him as well by being like, you know, don't say this kind of stuff to me, because then he'll be like, I wasn't
going to.
Yeah, like it was just a joke, and then I'll be the crazy one for taking it seriously, kind of thing.
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So it's just a total disaster. Really.
I'm sure it's not that much of a total disaster, but it does sound like it's a bit of a grey area there. Like,
well, yeah.
So how do you feel about him coming to Canberra? Actually, like, how long has it been since that?
So I mean, he's seen Freya twice in the last 3 years.
Yeah, and Freya's 4, 5.
4.5.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I had an FBO.
Yeah. Okay.
So he hasn't seen her for, I mean, it was August the last time we saw her, so it's like 7-8 months ago.
Yeah.
It's really hard. It's a really hard thing, because I mean, I like him, but he's just evil.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to be like, to kind of have to choose whether or not it's going to be beneficial or detrimental to Freya to have him.
Yeah, so you sort of, you just got to weigh Freya. The Freya's a very big, variable in this equation.
Well, the only variable, really. It's not about me. If she didn't exist, I wouldn't be talking to him at all, especially.
Yeah, that's fair.
Considering he's engaged. Yeah, it's just a bit of a mess, and I don't. Yeah, and then I mean, eventually I will have to meet his fiancée, and that just feels like a.
That's something's waiting to happen.
Yeah, well, basically. So it just sucks. Like, I'm 22 and I don't want to have to deal with this stuff right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's why I was like, maybe if I just get with this other guy and move into the house and have the family, then I won't be so worried about the Freya's dad stuff, but I just can't do it. So
Man, you got Freya's dad, who's marrying some other lady and wants to, you know, what happens in Canberra stays in Canberra, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, you got this guy, he's pretty well set.
Yeah.
Make you well set.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the feelings aren't there.
No, well, the feelings aren't there for either of them. So
what's the point?
Exactly.
That's okay. I mean, honestly, that would be a very, very challenging position to be in. And you're doing great. You're doing great. So don't feel like, you know, you're evil or anything, because you're doing the best you can. That's okay.
Thank you.
It's okay.
How
are you going with uni though? Are you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm here.
Yeah.
Getting through it.
What do you find most difficult about uni?
Time management for sure.
Time management.
Yeah, especially with all the time I spend on the phone to different men.
Wow.
All the time.
That's okay. It's okay.
Just running from myself at the moment.
Do you actually feel like you're running from yourself?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've recently reconnected with another one of my ex-boyfriends, and I mean, we were on the phone until 3 o'clock this morning.
Oh.
Like, I'm just wasting all of my time talking to guys that I have no interest in pursuing a future with. So.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay to do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get bored. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
That's right.
Don't feel shame for that.
It's not shame. It's More that it's a waste of time.
It's more him.